everyone, welcome my channel Electrical Network Learning. Today I speak about self-inductance and mutual inductance from the electrical circuit. So first of all, what is self-inductance? The magnetic flux phi passing through the n number of turns of coil is proportional to the current I in the coil. This proportionality is known as self-inductance. So self-inductance is denoted by L. So L is equal to N phi by I. So L is equal to N phi by I, that implies Li is equal to N phi. So from this here what is, so phi is directly proportional to the I. So from this here, you can see that the magnetic flux phi passing through the n number of turns of coil is proportional to the current I in the coil. So lambda is equal to N phi and lambda is equal to Li. So what is lambda? So it refers to the induced EMF to current changing in the circuit or coil leading in the magnetic flux linkage in the same circuit. When the current flow through the coil, the flux linkage is given by lambda is equal to N phi. But in the linear inductor, the flux produced is proportional to the current I, so that implies lambda is equal to Li. So from this here, L is equal to proportionality constant in the inductance of coil. According to the Faraday's law, a voltage induced across the terminal of coil is equal to the rate of change of its flux linkage lambda. So from this here, E is equal to d lambda by dt, or that implies minus L di by dt, or E is equal to d lambda by dt, that equals to minus N d phi by dt. So from these two equation, minus L di by dt is equal to minus N d phi by dt. Why it is the minus? The minus sign is indicate the change of current induced and EMF, that is opposition to that change. So it is the negative sign. So from this here, lambda d lambda by dt is equal to minus L di by dt, d lambda by dt is equal to minus N d phi by dt. So from these two equation, L di by dt is equal to N d phi by dt. So L is equal to N d phi by di. So from this equation, you can conclude that if the rate of change of flux is constant, then the above equation L is equal to N phi by L is equal to N phi by I. So this is the self inductance in the circuit, and this self inductance is measured by the Henry. So next is your mutual inductance. What is mutual inductance? Mutual inductance means it is induction between two circuit. Means the one is a primary circuit and another is a secondary circuit. So mutual induction between primary circuit and secondary circuit. So what is mutual inductance? It is the property of the coil when a voltage is induced in one coil by the changing of current in the coil, and also be regarded as the passive circuit element. It is called the mutual inductance. The mutual induction in the coil, mutual inductance of coil in the one coil, EMF in the another coil. So from this here, the secondary terms is produced by the current in coil 2. So what is the conclusion? N1 phi 12 is equal to M12 I2. So what is the mutual inductance? M12 means coil 1 to coil 2. So mutual inductance M12 is equal to N1 phi 12 by I2. So similarly, from the second terms is produced by the current is coil 1. So N2 phi 21 is equal to M21 I1. So M21 is equal to N2 phi 21 divided by I1. M21 means it is a mutual inductance induction between coil 2 to coil 1. So M12 or M21 is equal to mutual inductance, and L1 L2 is equal to self inductance. So these are the fundamentals of self inductance and mutual inductance. Thank you.